sounds good. Welcome everyone. March Sustainability Commission meeting. Approval of the agenda already did that. Start off with roll call. I'll start clockwise. Pat Fitzgerald, member present.
Logan Dunning, member present.
Killian Williams, member present.
Tanya Faust, alternate present.
Caroline Santapadre, alternate present.
Eric Reitze, member present.
Jack Bethel, council liaison, present.
Hillary Kerwin, member present.
Rick Emmelheintz, member present.
Bruce Raymond, member present.
Lana Garcia, member present.
Bill England, staff liaison, present.
Elizabeth Shaw, member present.
That's good. And Matt Fogel online.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sounds good. There we go. All right, wraps up our roll call and then officially call to order our March Sustainability Commission meeting. Welcome guests. We have guests. Hello.
I'm Matt.
Howdy. We can move into approval of last month's minutes. Any questions, comments, edits from last month? If not, I'll open up the floor to approval of last month's meeting.
Motion to approve last month's minutes.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All against, say nay. Very good.
So sorry, who was the second? Awesome, thank you.
All right, and then let's start off with the public forum. If there's any outside participants who want to have their 3 minutes to shine.
Matt's just tuned in.
Yeah. Now we can move ahead. We'll start off with the swearing in of the new members.
Which I don't see him here. I think he might be starting at next meeting.
Okay.
So we can skip this one.
Sounds good. In a similar vein, we will have to do a vote on the new commission chair starting in April. That's because I am stepping down as chair, as commission member, and as Englewood resident. I know. We are moving. We are very bittersweet. I've only been here 3 years. That's all I've done as council as well, and we've come to love our city, our neighborhood. I appreciate my time on here and feeling like I've been able to contribute to the community, a larger sense of myself. And so it's with regret, but also excitement. We are moving, my wife and I are moving back to Chicago for a couple months, and then we are moving to Ireland for my job.
Really? That is so cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of one of those things where if we were just moving home, then it'd be like, all right, we're giving up a lot of good stuff here, but I think we'd be kicking ourselves if we didn't try to pursue this. This has been a life goal for us for a while, so. Yeah, and 2.5 weeks, no longer an Englewood resident, so with that we can go ahead and move into our voting the new commission chair.
And actually, Logan, do you wanna, we're gonna have more than just a chair to vote on.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Having a mass exodus tonight. Yeah, I'm in a busy season with work, and my Tuesdays, my evenings are no longer available until November. And I just feel like I should pass the baton as the vice chair, and I'll be stepping away from the commission after 6 years serving with many of you. Effective. This is my last meeting, so very bittersweet. I figured,
Boo.
I'm not leaving Englewood.
I should have brought tomatoes for this meeting. I'd be like, boo.
Not leaving Englewood, still a resident and very active one, but I'd be remiss not to allow someone else to step into the opportunity. I think it's time. So we'll be voting for both chair and vice chair tonight.
What about for the subcommittee? Oh, you're and that too, right?
We'd have to restructure the subcommittee too, or at least find members who want to join that subcommittee, which is super fun. Everybody should be wanting to join that.
And we can put that on next meeting's agenda item to vote for too, if people want time, so people don't feel on pressure to be like, what committee do I want to be on? It's also totally up to you all.
One thing at a time, I guess.
Yeah.
Chair first.
Chair first. Yeah, we could start off if there are any volunteers or if.
Can we nominate someone?
Or nominations, absolutely.
I nominate Elizabeth.
I knew you were gonna.
Sorry, I second that loudly.
I think you'd be great at it. Do you want it?
That's the question.
Yeah. Yes, like we vote on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Any other nominations?
Nominations?
There you go. We have a second, so all in favor of Elizabeth being the new chair, say aye.
Aye.
All against, say nay.
Sorry, it was Rick and then Logan, just to make sure.
Very good, congratulations.
Yay.
Chair. All right, same thing with vice chair, volunteers, nominations.
I nominate Lana, if you're interested.
I
Oh,
second
thanks.
if
If
she's
you're
interested.
interested.
Sure, but you better show up.
Just
Just kidding, we're gonna work really well together.
You're also the majority whip.
I like that.
Yeah, I second it. Did you hear that I
Got
seconded?
the seconded. Any other nominations? Anyone else who's interested? If not, put in a vote for Lana as vice chair. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Loudly.
Against, say nay. Very good. New
Sorry,
vice chair.
I'm a slowpoke. Who first did it? And okay,
Logan and then me.
Logan and then you. Okay, perfect.
Good. Congratulations, new chair and vice chairs.
All right. It's gonna get real.
Right.
You already know what your reel is.
I just want to say really quick before we move on to the next thing, like one, Logan has been on for 6 years and he's seen so much change in the Sustainability Commission and has been a huge part of like why the Sustainability Commission has grown to where it is.
That's generous.
You were here when we did the Christmas light judging,
Good times.
which that bus might have hit a little bump, but that's okay. No one knew. But yeah, just thank you so much for all the
Yeah.
time that you've spent for Englewood and for sustainability. It's incredible.
I appreciate that.
Not a goodbye, it's a see you later.
Yes, I'll be around.
For Pat, this is a goodbye for you.
It
girl.
is, unfortunately.
It's an Irish goodbye. It's an Irish goodbye.
Yeah, it is.
And Pat, I want to say the fact that you immediately were like, I'm going to be chair from it was like a year on the commission, and you did it so well.
Meteoric rise.
And yeah, I just really appreciate that and all the expertise that you brought to the group too, with like a renewable energy background. And my dog really liked you at the early event, so I mean.
Likewise.
My dog was like, this is a good man. But yeah, thank you both.
Oh, thank you.
I can't believe we're losing both of you at the same meeting.
Yeah.
But
I didn't mean to spring it on you guys.
is this like a coup? I
Yeah,
almost feel like
it
it
is.
is.
We're working it No, I mean, like I said, it's been a short time. It's been 3 years for me. But even in my short time, I've seen how much this developed, and I feel like our influence has grown exponentially, even in these past 3 years. Be it the tree ordinance or the coloradscaping. I mean, even if we're still listed at the bottom of the barrel and priorities for city council, that's the perk of sustainability, is that it is tied into every facet of life. So no matter what, I think we still have a say in things. And so we just keep on pushing on that and just don't go away. Keep on fighting the good fight.
Thank you, Patrick.
Non-alcoholic beverages.
Thanks, Mel.
All right, and then the next voting is to move the wonderful Tanya Faust from an alternate to a full member, starting in April. So with Pat leaving, we're gonna have an open spot, and Tanya is our longest running alternate and an incredible candidate to be.
Well, they're dropping like flies, so I don't.
You're gonna be chair the month after.
Wait, what are you saying?
It's almost like when someone wins the lottery and they're like, time is ticking.
Motion to move Tanya to full member.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, say nay. There you go. Congratulations, Tanya.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay. Now back to usual business.
Mhm.
Standing community subcommunity project updates. Coloradscaping, whoever wants to take it.
Does somebody want to do Coloradscaping? I've got another one to do, so.
Oh, sure. So I'll jump in. So we are meeting again with, or represented again at City Council on March 23rd. And the long and short of it is our plan, our outline, is we are going to, again, kind of summarize what it is we're doing. This is what the program is. This is why it's going to add value in Inglewood. And then the big thing is what our ask is. We are asking to get access to city resources, some financial backing, and then kind of the rubber stamp of approval so that we can move forward with this. We've got some goals going into this upcoming year. We'd like to be at a lot more of events and really get this off the ground. Do you want to add to that?
No, we spent 2 hours here. We've been in this room for 2.5 hours.
We were
It
sweating.
is hot
really
as
hot.
well.
It's hot.
I
We were
would,
trying to cool it down for you, but.
I'll just add one thing to that is one of the reasons Coloradscape is going back to council is there was a council member that really wanted to understand how, if at all, this program would impact code enforcement. So we're going to have representatives from code enforcement there too to really help provide a full picture for council. So yeah, it'll be helpful.
Do we have a communications? Did you?
Briefly, Mel reached out to me about 3 weeks ago for topics. And she let me know that the Sustainability Division is submitting a highlight for EV chargers. And so that's going to take up quite a bit of space. And that said, I just, at our last readout from the Sustainability Commission's Communication Subcommittee, did that 5 times? We approved both the last edition magazine and we approved a number of items that we kicked to the summer edition. And so I simply took those bullets and sent those to Mel since they were already approved. I'm happy to forward those, have Mel forward those around, but that's, just took that off our plate for this meeting.
I've got a brief update of the bond oversight meeting this month. Real quick rundown, Miller Field, construction is supposed to start in September of 2027. It's been pushed back. That's a pushback date. The rec center, final construction documents are done. They're ready. They're actually in the process of getting the RFP out for that, which is exciting. Emerson Park, let's see, moving forward nicely. They're just doing a lot of detail work on it right now, edging and curving and stuff like that. Final playground equipment was installed at Cushing. Rotolo construction is for late April. And Northwest Greenbelt drawings are done. They're moving their head on everything. It's kind of crazy to see all this stuff going on all at once. I can't imagine managing, 20 projects,
She's really hard.
which is what they're really doing.
Incredible.
Let's see, Pirates Cove drawings by mid-March with RFP in April for that. They're going to do some modifications, you may recall, with the Pirates Cove schedules to allow them to have some more work time. So they're delaying the start and doing only weekends, I think, when they start up the season rather than full weeks. So still working on the stormwater issue. That seems to be the theme right now with these parks, is that stormwater is a big issue. And I'm glad they're mentioning that, because for us that's an important thing too. Because the runoff from a lot of these has to be managed. Particularly if they're running through parking lots where there's oil drop from cars and there's debris and things like that. So they are taking a really important look at that, which is exciting. Bellevue, they're in a design phase for Bellevue. They are planning if you are available for the Easter egg hunt, they are going to have displays set up for what the park is supposed to be doing. So they have that all in plan. They've spent 5.69% of the budget. So they still have about 94% of their budget, yes, to really spend. They have about 13% of it committed, but they got a lot of spend ahead of them. And this is all going to happen in the next 2.5 years. Oh, and I got a sneak peek of what they're talking about with the playground. They're going to actually be looking at doing playground. They've gotten some money available, I believe, through the state to be able to completely level the Belleview playground area and put a brand new playground area. So I'm really excited about that because that's my park. So
No bias, though.
no bias, and that's it.
Is there need, I presume there's need to flatten the park?
With the playground area is very old. I think it's pushing 20. And so the playground equipment, in my mind, has gotten dangerous. My grandkids are on there all the time, and I am concerned about it. But I won't divulge the design because it could change. But if they go with the one that they're doing, it's going to be really, really cool. It'll be the best playground in England.
Look how excited you are. You look like a kid.
Excited about it. I've been pushing Tim, and I've been really pushing on him to do this. So I'm excited. Anyway, that's different. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, I believe we have DRCOG updates.
So still waiting on DRCOG for their contract. They did say February or March, so we should be getting it this month. But again, we can't move forward with anything until we get that contract in place. All the behind the scenes stuff is as done as it can be, which is great. And we did start, they have 4 sub cohorts that you have to join one if you get DRCOG funding, both Englewood and Sheridan. We're in the residential transparency pilot cohort. So that launched with a bunch of other communities. And as a reminder, that's looking at what could it look like if the Front Range region had a residential transparency policy with that energy rating that I talked about a few months ago. So we just had our first meeting a few weeks ago. We have our next one this week, very much in the beginner phase of their laying the foundation with every community of like, this is what it is, and starting our feedback there. So it should be really interesting.
Good.
Okay, and I really quickly, Councilmember Bethel, I'm so sorry, I didn't even do an introduction as you as our new liaison.
It's totally fine.
I was talking and I looked over and I was like, dang it.
Didn't leave yet. There's a whole section for me later.
But I know we're about to talk about council's strategic plan, but do you want to do an introduction or?
Sure. Yeah, briefly about me. Hi, I'm Jack. I live in District 2. I represent District 2. Ooh, you guys aren't going to like what I do for work, but it's harm reduction in the natural gas industry. So I'm a landman. I work for the highest rated natural gas when it comes to emissions and production. So we operate mostly in Wyoming. We can talk more about that when I'm out of the hot seat if you'd like to learn why the natural gas industry isn't completely morally bankrupt. But I am an avid cyclist, outdoors person, 5th generation Colorado local, and I love my chickens, dogs, and wife, not in that order. But yeah, always happy to have a conversation. There's a lot of really cool things happening at council. There's a lot of projects that I'm really excited about, and there's a lot that I want to partner with this commission on. So I'm really happy to be here and happy to meet all of you.
Excited to have you, Councilman. Just for clarification, is the mayor still on this commission, or is it just,
It is just me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Councilmember, would it be helpful to do brief introductions of the members on here? We could say district. We already know Rick's with his park.
Yeah, if you have time and energy, I don't want to do some icebreakers, but I'd love to get to know you all
Oh my
better.
God, I love icebreakers.
I think we actually do have freed up a little bit of time. This is totally up to Pat though, because the March 9th discussion got kicked, so there's not as much meaty stuff to go into. So Pat, if you're open to
Absolutely.
it.
Let's do it.
You're lame duck, do whatever you want.
That's true.
Yeah, we can skip you too.
I'm worth your time.
I'm expecting some Kerrygold.
Yeah. I'll ship it over. You got it.
I'll start then. Yeah, I'm Pat Fitzgerald. I think I'm District 2 as well. I'm right by Swedish Medical. Yeah, I've been an Englewood resident for 3 months now. Been on the commission for 2 years and 11 months. Yeah, my time here is coming to an end. I'm an engineer, working in energy engineering.
Logan Dunning, good to see you. Excited to have you on this commission, even though it's now. My wife and 2 littles, we live in District 3, down on Duncan Park. We've been here for almost 7 years. I joined this commission when it was Keep Englewood Beautiful. Made the transition. I also serve on the Englewood Urban Renewal Authority. Yeah, we'll see what's next for my civic engagement, but I'll stop there.
I'm Killian. I'm in District 2, like Clarkson and Dartmouth, Cornell, around that area. Been in Englewood 3.5 years or so. Been on the commission for a little over 1 of those. Before that, I lived in Denver for about a decade. Big member of the kind of cycling and pedestrian safe streets advocacy network there before I moved here as well.
My name is Tanya. I'm not quite a year, I guess July last year. I spent 40 years in oil and gas, so I feel your pain. But hey, you know, I lived in Englewood 25 years. I'm in District 4 at Kalamazoo and Tufts. And I am just so excited to be on this. I don't know why it's taken me so long to get involved in the city, but I did the Police Academy and Elevate Englewood, and this is kind of where my heart is, so I'm hoping to make a contribution.
I'm Caroline Santapadre. This is my 2nd meeting. And I've lived in Englewood almost 2 years now. I, for work, do environmental design for an infrastructure engineering company. So I feel like I kind of found this naturally.
I remember your interview from Boards and Commissions.
About the
Something
tree.
about a big tree. Yeah. I'd love to hear more about that story.
It's sad, but
Yeah, I hate losing trees.
My name is Eric Reitze. I'm in District 3. This is also my 2nd meeting. I am an engineer. I own my own company. We do water treatment for oil and gas, but we integrate solar and renewables into oil and gas. So that's me. Right on.
Hillary Kerwin in District 4. I've lived in Englewood for almost 4 years now. Been on this commission for a little over a year. And my day job is communications about food, agriculture, and climate change at a nonprofit.
And I'm Rick Himmel-Heinz, and I'm in District 4. I think we've been on this committee for about 5 years, something like that, 4 or 5. And have also served on the CEAC committee, the Code Enforcement Advisory Committee. And I'm retired, so I have time to do these things, which is nice. And that's about it.
Bruce Raymond, I live at 5 Hotel Park, across the street from Tanya, actually. And how long have I been? About a year.
I think a year.
Yeah, 1 year. And I'm actually just about to 3 years living in Englewood. And just really, I heard about it right away because of the workshop, whatever the workshop was called.
The Climate Resiliency Workshop. If we ever have low attendance, I need to just host another one because that's how I got everyone.
So that's how I heard about it and how I joined.
Hi, I'm Lana Garcia. I live in District 1 on Logan Street. I've lived in Englewood for 10 years. I think it just gets better and better, and I love living here more and more. It's really true. I'm an environmental studies PhD student up in Boulder, and my work aligns with local policy and environmental governance. So,
I'm Elizabeth Shaw. I live in District 1 as well. I am going to really age myself. I bought my first house in England about 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
So you're new?
Yeah, I'm new here. First time. long-time listener. And I'm in software, and actually I spent a lot of time on AFE software for a number of years, so.
I'm the AFE guy.
Yes, I know exactly, yes. So I did that for a number of years, and I don't know exactly how long I've been on this commission.
I think both you and Rick are 3 years.
Is it, okay.
So I've been at the city for 4 years. So there's no way you've been on here for 5. I think three. But time flies.
I've been on here for almost 3.
Maybe 4?
So maybe 4.
I think
4. Yeah.
maybe. It feels like I've been here.
It goes so fast when they're only once a month, you know? It feels like, wait a minute, I went through 12 meetings, but oh my God, that was a year. That wasn't like a month, right? You know what I mean? So
I feel that.
I will have to look that up. So that's it.
Thanks, everybody. Well, we can go into the council strategic plan update and debrief. So I kind of ruined the surprise. What was supposed to be kind of the final discussion and decision potentially of last night got kicked for another 2 weeks out because they had a really long night of talking about police and many other things. But on
It also got kicked because we're not prepared to finish that discussion. There's been some horse trading with having a section for sustainability.
Oh, awesome.
So we're still pushing for that. It's still a priority. And if it's not its own dedicated outcome path, it will be a part of another. So we're working on some alternative structures that'll help us better focus what our goals are within like the massive livability section and what that actually means and how we can include both affordability and sustainability as part of this strategic plan.
But I will say, if you all watched the February 16th discussion, Councilmember Bethel, in my opinion, I feel like you advocated for it the most and did a really good job of saying like why it was important, which was great. But I also want to give the precursor to, maybe it's not precursor, I would say even if sustainability ends up not making it in there, in my opinion, I would not panic. I know it's hard when you see a direction not go for something that you're really passionate about, but there is the other option too, if it doesn't make it in, to advocate and request that sustainability get its own standalone plan or something along that line. So don't feel like if that does happen, that the wind is knocked out of your sails. There's still other options to go through.
That was my thought, because watching that meeting, I saw some other council members too kind of touch on like, well, we're not sure if it's its own thing because it kind of touches everything, which I agree with and we all agree with. But my question after that is like, that's awesome if it's not its own priority because it touches everything. Amazing. How do we kind of keep accountability and follow through there then? And so then that's I think the question to ask after that is like, so how's it going to be tracked? How's it going to be answered for? If beyond saying, well, it's just a part of everything we do. Like I said, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, then it's hard to keep it as a priority, like if it's not a focus point.
It could be something like a plan that touches on each of the other areas, what the sustainability component of those other areas is, but I guess it depends what they do with it in the next meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Those are a lot of my arguments as well, including the fact that we have this sustainability commission. We have a staff member included, directed and dedicated to sustainability. And I think that the current larger kind of political climate makes it more important for us to focus on our goals locally. So if as a community we decide that sustainability is a priority, which I think that we do, we need to take that directive. Because it's not going to happen for us. So those are all points that I'm bringing up. One other idea is, taking the draft memo that Mel gave us, gave council, and using each of those bullet points within another goal outcome area, which is I'm less in favor of because it takes the word sustainability out of it, and I think that it removes removes kind of that priority and the focus of like, what is our end goal here, which is, in my eyes, not just affordability and livability, but, you know, our sustainable futures.
You're here.
You're here.
What are folks' thoughts and feedback on it thus far?
I was curious about the survey results, if you felt like you'd gotten a lot of input from the community, or?
The survey results are hard. They're just kind of small.
Yeah.
Like it's only 100 people max.
Yeah, it's a small percentage.
And while there is some feedback from the community, it's hard to argue those points on council, but it's like 100 people out of 35,000. So yes, but also no.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So remind me about like, why, and for Jack also, why are they considering divvying up sustainability? I mean, is it because they have too many other priorities? Or, you know, I mean, why are they thinking about?
Do you want an honest opinion?
Yes.
Are we on record? Like, is this being?
Well, you don't have to name
Yes.
names.
Yes,
You don't have to name names, it's just like, what is the, what is?
Honestly, I think that the city is concerned about outcomes. That, and this is what I was going to say, regardless of whether it's being recorded or not, because that's not a real concern. But I think that politicians frequently want things that they can complete and they can show to their community and say, this is something that we did, and this is where your tax dollars are going. And I think that some of the concerns with council is that these priorities that we've established in the Sustainability Commission aren't the kinds of projects that you can just kind of check off and say, we're done. But I think that speaks to the nature of sustainability, that it is ongoing and not something that you just complete. So that makes it difficult for council to reach their goals. Because this sustainability or this strategic plan is specifically about outcome areas, and they want outcomes.
I do feel like the sustainability plan did have, at least the one in 2022 to 2025, I know the strategic plan as a whole changed a lot throughout that period, but I do feel like there were like achievable projects within there. But projects, because each one had to be vetted by council. And I would say council in the past, their temperature on sustainability was pretty room temperature, I would say. So I think that played a factor into it too. Like I know the commission and the sustainability division, like 2 years ago, we proposed doing greenhouse gas targets, and that just got like indefinitely tabled. So it's like, we're gonna do reduce emissions. But I think some stuff like that of like, also like, yeah, just desire to want to even tackle an environmental issue, might not be the most like enthusiastic of some council members. Like other topics might just rise to the top a lot more.
I think they want to see like more projects like the Colorado Radscape. Is that what they're looking for from this?
Maybe. I'm also the new guy on council, so I don't really like, these are just my kind of musings, right? This is what I go home and think about.
I mean, I'm excited to dive into the 2025 annual report, which has a number of deliverables from this commission, and spotlighting that, if that's helpful for council. Second thought, maybe building off of the thought here, is why just 5? That seems like an arbitrary number.
It is.
Great.
Yeah. That's.
Okay, I just wanted to put that on the record. And then another thought is we have an upcoming election in a few weeks. Is there any appetite or desire, since that individual will be operating off of the strategic plan, to wait until the new council person is installed to vote and approve the strategic plan for the next 3 years?
That's a great idea. That's something that is valuable and I would like to bring up.
I don't expect you to have all the answers. I just want to pose the question.
Yeah, no, it's good food for thought. It's something that I'll bring to council.
Jack, you'd mentioned about sort of this restructuring thing happening, this little trade-off kind of thing. I think I mentioned at some point to some of the council people that it seems to me that sustainability should be the umbrella with affordability and livability is underneath it. Because the concept of sustainability is bigger than even what we do. You know, it really is, it encompasses these, within those kinds of things you have deliverables that can be very clearly measured, but it actually reflects something which is a bigger concept of sustainability. Sustainability is our lives. How do we sustain ourselves, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think also that the term sustainability has multiple meanings to multiple people, and it depends on their personal bias on what they perceive that term to mean. And in many ways, Inglewood is this very purple city. And our council is also quite purple, that they have these sustainable goals and ideals, but they don't think of them in terms of sustainability, right? It's how one of the ways that I like to describe this is how I convince very conservative voters to support bike lanes, which is that, you know, why should the government track where I go? I don't need a piece of metal in the back of my bike that is registered with the state. Why should I consume state subsidized fuels just to go to the grocery store? All these, you know, so-called conservative ideals also, you know, kind of play to what is traditionally a more progressive idea, which is bike lanes and bike commuting. And that's what you're talking about as well. But I think if you flip that, that's the kind of direction the council's moving right now, is that all these sustainable ideas are part and practice of different, I guess, terms that they're using.
Councilmember, I was going to say the same thing, and this is not just for Englewood, it's for everywhere, is because sustainability is so broad that that's its biggest downfall. Because someone will be like, well, financial sustainability, environmental sustainability, people sustainability. So yeah, I totally agree.
I feel like it's also at the same time a little bit vague.
Mm-hmm.
Like what exactly?
And every organization and municipality defines it in a different way. Sheridan has their definition for it, and they really focus on environmental justice because they're a justice-supporting community. Boulder's going to have a different definition. Every place does.
Would it help in the future to reframe sustainability in a more practical way? I mean, if you look at like higher level governments, you know, almost every government except for this one in the whole world, you know, signed on to the Paris Climate Accord, and most of them did that for energy security, arguably, right? So like,
yeah, like your local Paris climate.
yeah, I mean, you know, like we mentioned in our letter to council, pretty much every other Front Range city is focused on sustainability, and it's not just for ethical reasons, it's for very practical reasons. Like, do they mainly just care about the practical reasons, like, or do ethical reasons matter? Do those come into play at all?
Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out where people vote from on council. Yeah. So I think that having a little bit of pressure and saying like every other municipality in the Front Range is committed to these ideals. Every other municipality on the Front Range is looking at our air quality and saying, is this a healthy space to raise our kids in? What can we do? You know, this is a rhetorical question. What can we do to increase the environmental livability of our city, right? And those are important questions that I can already hear some members of council saying, well, exactly, it's a livability issue. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, but it's a sustainability issue too, and it's a...
Would you consider livability more of a temporary situation? Like, meaning that that's changing, like all the time, like the livability, right? Like something happens and we change what that means. Versus sustainability is not limited. It's like more long-term.
I think so. I think that council is using the term livability in the strategic plan to encompass what it is to live in Inglewood. And when they think of sustainability, they think of it as part of the experience of living in Inglewood.
Yeah, I'm kind of going back to like the climate resiliency framework and what came out of the workshop and that, because it was not a commission, that was a bunch of citizens coming together to talk about they went to a workshop that had the word climate in the title of it, but still brought up, things that they wanted council to deliver on, like actual checklist items of safety. Like a lot of them were safety concerns, and things like being able to safely walk around the city, or bike around the city, or have flood resiliency built into parks, evacuation routes, cooling, heating, like kind of having homes that can withstand more severe weather, and a lot of it came down to things like safety and affordability, but it was all things that citizens wanted, but that came up through the climate resiliency lens and through the sustainability lens, not just like people coming up with concerns for their own reason, and like the kind of health of the community and our parks and like our tree canopy and green spaces too, but came up through that as well. But it wasn't like theoretical. It was people talking about, here's what would make my livability in Inglewood better, is if we were more resilient to the ways that climate and severe weather and environmental and being, a small city within a big city impacts are coming at us. And so I think there's plenty of room for lots of very deliverable and achievable things within an election cycle that could be absolutely headed up under a sustainability priority that could absolutely touch on other areas too. But I think that there's things that could be done and a desire among citizens of Inglewood to see it too. So I don't think it would be at all. I do wonder how much of council considers sustainability to be kind of once more aspirational and kind of like next level once we've figured out the hard stuff, and I don't see that separation.
Yeah.
To me, I think that livability is very current, and sustainability is enacting a plan to make sure the livability continues on. I guess, does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's more of a continuation thing, whereas livability is something that kind of needs to be addressed in the moment and now. And we need police, we need this, we need, those kind of things are right now, whereas sustainability is making sure that the air is clean but remains clean, and all of those.
That's what I was thinking, moment in time, it's just a snapshot, that livability is right now.
Yeah.
And sustainability is but how do we carry that forward and change and adapt? Yes, you said it much better.
Yeah, that was very well put. And to both of your points, there are fantastic deliverables, and these are points that I think that I can use to convince council. So I hope that I can express the views of this commission when I go into council, but I'd like to continue the conversation. I want to take better notes so that I can bring these actual ideas, and hopefully I can convey them in the ways that you have. But I agree, right? We need to be more looking at the long-term health of our city. And also, something strikes me about livability that it's completely human-centered, right? It's about how does this impact me in my experience versus, what is our greater global climate, and then how do we take part in that? I don't know. Maybe that's not.
The only thing I would caution there is they found with more conservative voters, when you talk about climate change in the global aspect, they tend to almost push away. And the more local you can do it, that's when they're okay, my residents, my folks.
It's easier to grasp as well.
And more within the scope of a local
They're we
commission
don't
too.
care about, they've just polled them that they were global is too big and it almost seems too much to chew. So as local as you can do it, it's always the best. But this is also so helpful too, because no matter what happens, if it gets its own category area, if it gets its own plan or whatever, to really have what Councilmember Bethel is saying is like, what's a project that can be really delivered on, and what's one that like a bipartisan council member can feel really good about completing.
Also a reminder that council is nonpartisan, right? We don't have declared parties, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
There may be like ideological leanings, but I've found that trying to categorize council members as either progressive, conservative, liberal, whatever it may be, I'm always surprised. I'm always proven wrong, right? All the different members are so multifaceted in their views that it's impossible to say like who's going to vote which way.
Something I really respect and really adore about Englewood City Council is that you can tell every single council member very much cares about like the residents and how they're feeling, what they think, and take it really seriously. And that's something that I think is really unique, because you don't see that all the time in every community. Is there any, I know there's no definitive answer today, but is there any other things that folks want to debrief or chat about on this meeting or on this topic? Sorry.
Thanks for bringing us that insight from council, and hopefully we can, so we also get a lot of ideas coming in from all over the place in this commission too, and hopefully we can kind of better speak to what council's looking for as well in terms of what we put out.
Absolutely, and please, as you're laying in bed at night thinking about like, wow, I wish the council thought of this, send it to me, email me, text me, whatever it is. I have a VoIP number, so it's not going to ring at 3 a.m. So you can feel free to text me, or you send it to my council email. Even if it's a half-baked idea, all of it helps, and I appreciate your thoughts on it. So,
What if we need to talk about it at 3 a.m.?
Focus like, this is urgent, I'm not a voting member anymore.
you can knock on my door. Most of you know where I am.
God, yeah, you've got to like what, until midnight tonight.
My ringer is off all night.
Jack, do you think we just as a group, it would help you to see more specific deliverables that we could say, hey, this is our goal for the next year. This is what we want to accomplish. This is our checkpoint, or this is our completion vision. Is that the kind of thing that you think would be more palatable for them?
Being new, I can't say that you're not doing that already, but that is a good thing to do. From my background and from backgrounds of many council members, they are looking for things that they can say, yes, that's achievable, rather than that's a doable idea.
Do you have any sense, because I think we do have deliverables and they're in the plan. Do you have any sense if it's the deliverables that are the issue, or if it's the communication that somehow they're missing, that they're there, or the significance of those? Because, I mean, we have a list of them.
Probably the latter then.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, yes, I can bring all of this, usually in discussion, I can bring certain points to the dais, but it's also helpful if members of the public come and speak. The public forum is at the first part of each meeting, so you're able to set a tone for the meeting. So I would say, hey, let's get a couple folks in here and come and speak in public forum. I think that would be a massive help. If you have that time, it's a big commitment. I don't know how you feel about public speaking. It's not always everyone's cup of tea, but those things, it always helps.
And folks can do it virtually too, right?
100%.
Yeah, so if folks feel uncomfortable about public speaking, you can do it virtually. People read off scripts all the time. It's not weird at all.
And there's usually only like 10 people there, like in the room total. So it's not that intimidating. Usually. Yeah.
Like unless you're rewriting.
Yeah. I'll say that the public forum, the public speaking, public comment section is how I got involved in council. I came and spoke on roundabouts 2 years ago, and I got roped into serving on council. So be careful.
One thing I was gonna say about the goals, we're actually talking about that at the very end. The staff liaisons have been given direction that all boards and commissions are gonna be asked to create, I think, I have it written down, 3 to 5 or 1 to 3, I'll look at it, yearly goals that the commission wants to accomplish each year. So you're ahead of the curve. All right.
Thanks for being here and being open to conveying our concerns.
Yeah, this is how we grow.
Yeah.
Anything else before we move on? Awesome. The next thing is the review of the 2025 sustainability report. For our long-term members, this typically comes to you in February. We pushed this out till March because we had such a long conversation and I knew we would. But there's nothing wrong with being a little delayed. So hopefully everyone read the report. I'll pull it up here too so we can reference and know that it'll be put into a beautiful format at the end. We have a graphic person who's incredible, but let me pull that up. But while I do, are there any initial comments on the report?
I was totally impressed.
So,
I couldn't believe it.
Busy
I
Busy
mean,
year.
council hasn't read this yet?
This one, no, but I will say a lot of the stuff in here is in the overall annual report. There's only a few things that are added on. But the commission work is not in there, so that'll go to them. And yeah, just a few other things. Yeah.
I have no edits, Mel. I thought the sustainability by the number section was incredible. Thank you for quantifying
Yes.
a lot of hours and your efforts. Division.
Any category by the numbers, I feel like just really does it. Numbers aren't fluff, that's for sure. Yeah, and I want to point out too, the commission section, always, I'm so blown away because this group meets once a month. Once a month for at most I think 2.5 was our longest one time.
Sorry.
2 hours each time. You all put so much work in your subcommittees, but even the pre-work that you do, and it very clearly shows. And it's just so cool to see.
Yeah, just a thought, this should make Inglewood residents proud, during the climate change resiliency, what was it called?
The workshop.
The workshop.
Mhm.
So many residents were talking about psychology, and they have so much depression around climate anxiety, and they're so stressed out, and this should make us actually feel good that our little community is doing what I also think is pretty impressive.
Yeah, in our intake form for the climate resiliency workshops, a lot of what made you interested was a lot of people being I'm very scared, I'm very worried.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was from folks whose family was impacted by the flooding in North Carolina. Quite I would say 4 people specifically mentioned that. So that just shows how it goes beyond just city borders, but yeah. All right, any edits that you all want to make before it goes to get all beautified?
Pro beautification. I did have a question on one of the bullets under sustainability by the numbers. It's the 4th bullet. About the municipal energy audit. It says energy efficiency upgrades will save the city $2 million. The energy costs between years 13 and 19 post implementation.
Mm-hmm.
Can you walk me through that timeline? That's a long time to see an ROI of $2 million.
Yeah, so the company we have, and any company that you use for energy performance contracting, has a measurement and verification piece of the project. And essentially they look at what you've spent in the past for energy. They project out what energy is gonna cost in the future. And they say from our measures of what you're already spending and what we're gonna do, you're gonna see the project will pay off itself in this amount of time. And then after the project's paid off, now you're saving all that money going into the project.
And who's saving? When you say the city, is it municipal buildings or is it residential looped into that at all?
It's just the municipal buildings,
Okay.
but taxpayers pay for their municipal energy, so.
Yeah. Okay. That's helpful.
And another good tidbit here too is a lot of the equipment that we swapped out or are about to swap out for electric and or energy efficient models, they were very beyond life appliances.
Great.
Like 5 to 10 years beyond life appliances. So it's much needed.
Thank you. I just was curious about that post-implementation timeline.
I feel like we can increase the garden in a box distribution number. That's a good number, but I feel like not we can increase that number like as a commission.
So that actually is just the discounts given. What I can
Oh, okay.
add in there is how many wood homes participated, because it's more than that.
Okay.
But that's just how many discounts we gave
I'd
out.
like to know that number.
Yeah, that's a great addition.
So that 50 is the people that like claimed the Inglewood Water Department.
Yeah, they're the ones that got the discount, but there's much more that actually went through the program. Great catch. Anything else?
Diverted 2.5 tons of organic waste via the internal municipal composting. Imagine if we had citywide.
I will say so we have a 64 gallon at the Malley Recreation Center. That site blows every site out of the water because they do just the weekend lunches. And seeing their numbers makes me think of all the restaurants and all their organic waste. I mean, that thing is just full each week. Yeah.
Just training.
Anything else? All right, well, thank you all for reviewing it. Rick, I can't believe you didn't have one grammatical catch.
There's no links for me to check.
What's happening?
No, he did a really great job.
Thank
He
you.
is very
All right, well, I will send that to the graphics team and I will obviously send it to everyone when it's in its final beautiful form.
Sorry, I think I did catch one as you were closing it. For the sustainable businesses, I think you have a singular business. You say 53 business. I forgot what it said. Yeah.
Small fix, but yeah.
In bullet point 3.
Sustainable, we have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So the since program established in June 2024 bullet.
Just see the total of 53 business registered.
Ah. Rick, I can't believe you didn't get that. What's happening? Thank you. I just edited that. Okay, the next one is the quarterly sustainability newsletter review, which I'll pull that up right now too. Any edits or comments or additions there?
Just to start, does it always say a newsletter at the city? Welcome to the quarterly sustainability newsletter at the city.
Mm-hmm.
It does always say that? Okay, never noticed that before.
But it can totally be changed to by the city.
Just put your name. I'm Mel.
No. Hey, it's Mel. Hold on, sorry, I'm pulling it up right now.
Mel, how many last year, the grants that you gave out last year?
The
You
sustainability
extended it,
grant?
yeah, you extended it,
We
right?
only did 2, and it was a lesson learned. We had, the sustainability budget got reduced. So we were like, okay, we still want to do the sustainability grant, so we'll just do 500, 5 folks at 500. Big lesson learned of, I don't think folks know what they can do with just $500, so we increased it this year back to 1,000. So we can fund 3 projects up to 1,000.
3 town. Okay. Did you get, out of curiosity, we don't have to go into, I know you want to talk about it. Did you get a lack of people that they were like, well, can I apply for this? And did you get the people that indicated it was a money issue and not an idea issue?
We had one person apply that they wanted to do something that wasn't allowed by code.
What was it?
It was about putting like a big structure in their front yard for like a free like item library, basically. But I think a lot of it was like people really didn't know what to create with $500, and I truly don't blame them. Like in this economy, 500 is really tough to do. But when we had it at 1,000, we had such awesome ideas.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yeah, our first year was 1,000. We got really good ideas, so it's back to 1,000. Yeah. Okay. Any comments or edits for the quarterly newsletter?
I just had a question, and I think it's right, but I just want to make sure. So garden in a box. So the first pre-order gardens online. So it doesn't have a dash, and the late summer season pre-order does. I think they're two different.
Great
but I
catch.
think they're two different.
Yes.
Parts of the English language, right? or are they the same and should?
I got you.
I don't know.
All right, anything else?
You're down at the bottom of, I'm sorry, 5.9. Your link, is that something that comes through? It just looks like it's jammed up against the wording, and then
Wait, sorry, for which one?
I'm just looking at right at the bottom under don't forget about these sustainability offerings. Is that just because of the format that it's in right now?
Oh yeah, see right here, it's not jammed.
And the top of 5.10 or 6.9, I think is the same thing. I don't know if that's something that'll just correct itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And on the email sent out to the commission, if you scroll all the way down, it has that live link, but I put this on here because for Colorado open meeting laws, you have to have anything I send you has to go in the document too.
Okay.
Which is why it gets a little funky version.
And I can't check my links on that.
Anything else?
Looks good.
Yeah.
Really
Awesome.
good. Great work.
Awesome. The next thing I can tell you guys while I bring this up is the Belleview Park discussion.
I think that was on me, right? Is that right?
Yes, I believe so, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so do you guys remember the Belleview Park? They, just like a quick recap. So it's part of the Parks and Bonds project, and they've got the farm down there at the bottom. And because of the changes that are needed to the farm, like that needs, like the house, the building, the structure, it needs to be changed. Because it needs to be changed, it needs to be brought up to code. And by bringing it up to code, all of a sudden now we realize we're in a floodplain and we've got issues. So that's going to go to a new location, like just up above. But they've asked us to give them ideas about what to do with this floodplain. So don't forget also, the structures. We can't build another farm, things like that. And that's for the parks and bonds. The park, am I saying it right? Parks and bonds. So that's what we're trying to do. And so does everybody remember it? You don't happen to have it, do you? I have my laptop, but you don't have to dig too far now. I feel like
Are you looking for the photo you sent me a while ago?
Yeah, the floodplain one. So, like that area is one we're talking about. Now, remember, it was brought up also, like, what about trails, right? And the problem with the trails, like walking trails and all that, is that because of the grade at which it slopes, they will not be ADA accessible. So we cannot do something like that, right? Like those walking paths. So we're looking for ideas for them. So let me start like this. Does anybody have any ideas for the floodplain or what we would suggest for them to do with it.
So either with switchbacks. to keep
Yeah,
it-
the grade is the issue.
Going down from the parking lot, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, so they're not moving that. The
How
current,
come that ADA accessible down to the train?
yeah, that will not change. It has something to do with the grade and the pitch. Like the switchbacks would be. Now, if it's currently up to ADA, it's ADA, right? ADA. If it's currently not up to ADA standards, if they don't touch it, they don't have to bring it up, right? Like, it's just like, you know, the rules of making changes to your house, right? You don't have to bring it up to code if you don't touch it. Touch other things. So I can't recall off the top of my head if that's the case, but I know that it was kind of also off the table.
There can't be trails and there can't be structures. Could it be turned into some type of riparian wetland?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I can't do that, but like there has to be, like, you can't have any, obviously you can't have structures. I believe if I recall, you can't have like a park bench or anything, nothing that will move.
But I mean, can it just be for wildlife and not for people because it doesn't seem like
Cattails.
there are very many options
Options.
to access it by people, so can it just be like a mini wildlife area, or are they trying to make sure that it's accessible? Because I'm not understanding how it would be accessible if there can't be paths.
I don't think that it's like necessarily, the idea is necessarily so much as a design for human beings
Yeah.
as it is trying to say, what's the sustainable option? Like, what do you, like, obviously leaning into something like native plants, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, what do we suggest that you put here? What's in this area?
Yeah, it's kinda
What are
my-
we missing? Do we have like the canopy of the trees? Like, do we need these things?
Yeah, my question, like, for those of you who are on the oversight subcommittee, like, what kind of ideas do they want? Because it sounds like there's a very long list of things that aren't feasible for the site. And
That's why they
it's
keep.
one thing for us to bring them ideas, it's another thing entirely for like, do they just want kind of a brainstorming session to choose from to see what would even fit with their vision for the rest of the park? Like,
I think like it would probably be like 2 to 3 ideas, and I think it really is genuinely like, this is a revamp.
Like, what's the
Like,
sustainability
we don't
aspect
want to
of
do
it? Okay.
turf, right? Because they would do turf, obviously, if we said do turf. But, yeah, go ahead.
What section are we talking about here? Are we talking about the orange, the blue, the stripes?
Yeah, all
stripes?
both of them, and then as the stripies, it's like, I forget I gotta think about the years for a second, but I feel like it's a 100-year flood. This is like, okay, so this is the back of Pirates Cove here, the big water slides, and then that pool. So it's like all this, and then that farm, I think, is right here. Yeah, do I have that right?
Toward further
This?
up.
It's at the apex of the curve.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right there.
Right there.
Yeah, so, if I remember right, this is like obviously the deepest floodplain.
Right in there.
And I think it's, I think it's a 100-year flood. Isn't it? And they explained what that meant when they came, and I cannot recall the exact.
Doesn't mean once in a
1%
hundred years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they don't want us to micromanage it or design it, obviously, they just kind of want like, what sorts of features or designs would fit the sustainability vision for parks to serve the city?
yeah, so I think that there's probably two, if I was gonna take a step back and kind of like talk about the goals. I would say a couple of things. One, this would be for them, the bond, the committee, that, there was like a little bit of backlash, right, with the signs and things like that. So if you look at it from a political standpoint, this is something that they can hold up and say, hey, look at this, like our sustainable committee, sustainable committee did this for us, right? So there's that part of it, meaning that like, hey, we can say, plant bamboo, we wouldn't. But you get the idea, right? So then there's that, and then there's like involvement, right? This is like citizen, we are citizen, like group of citizens, and like we're involved in that. So I don't think it's like, what, did I overstep?
No,
Sorry,
sorry.
I thought that was it.
I think this should, in my opinion, this should be like an empirical question of what best serves the landscape here.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there should be as much biodiversity as possible. And yeah, like there, it's a question of what was there before human interference and how to maybe repair the land. Like, this is like a conservation biology.
But do we have to worry about the oil and the antifreeze coming off of the parking lot? Because in natural stuff, it might not.
I don't,
That's part of what they're working. They're doing that right now within the body of Pirates Code, knowing that that will affect Bellevue because it runs directly down into that.
Right.
So that's kind of the status of what the work is being done right now in terms of the development of the Bellevue plan. So they're working them together. They're trying to come up with a plan for both of them at the same time.
yeah.
Can I
You in the
contribute
back.
to these conversations as your liaison, or should I just take a back seat?
No, jump in.
It seems like a really cool opportunity to have an education focus in the park, right? By having, like you said, a natural wetland area, you can both achieve water filtration, water cleaning of Big Dry Creek, and provide an opportunity to teach young people about the benefits of these wild spaces.
Love that. I do, two thoughts. With any like public education, would we have to have signage somewhere? Or would it be just self-taught? There's a QR code before you walk down, like here's what you're gonna see at a tour, like a self-guided type of thing. Because we can't put signage anywhere in the floodplain.
You can put the signage above the floodplain.
That was my thought.
Yeah, up on the parking lot, you could do something like
actually-
that, but it's,
Yeah.
And second thought is, would the city have to seek any sort of designation for this floodplain to prevent human foot traffic or something?
not to prevent human foot traffic, no.
Okay.
Is that what you're asking? Like,
Yes.
if people go down there?
Yeah, and
Yeah, people can go down there, it's the structure that became the issue.
are the existing trails that are there, they're staying?
Yeah, because, yes, a lot of them are staying.
Yeah,
And
no, I
then
don't-
a lot of it has to do with, like, don't touch it, you don't have to
Right,
bring it up.
Right.
It would really, I think that they're starting to gel around what this thing is supposed to look like, which is why they're presenting ideas at the egg hunt. It would be helpful, I think, for us to see where they're heading with some of this, so that we can then fit in within their design of where we could put this stuff. That's a great idea. The downside of that is that playground gets played by hundreds of kids on the weekend. And if you take too much of that floodplain area out and put it into native grasses or something, it takes away from some of that play area. So they will have an idea where they want that kind of thing to go that would enhance it but not prevent its usability.
So
I
the play
think
area is
it's
untouched?
just, yeah,
It's not
that was,
just the
they
play
come
area. That creek, all summer long between sunrise and 1 in the afternoon, has hundreds of people along it. Adults, children, that all play in the creek, that all sit along it. The library does their story times along that creek. It's a heavily used park.
And I guess I misspoke. The play area is the green area, in my mind. It's the playground, but the play area for kids and for families is in that area. They camp out along that creek. They put their blankets out and they'll stay there all day.
Every
long.
day.
It's like the area that needs to be refurbished is where the farm is.
I would still love to advocate for, as the sustainability committee, to advocate for some sort of rewilding, habitat restoration, along with potentially a education component about it. I've seen recently signage in both Sloan's Lake and Harvard Gulch Park for areas that are getting rewilded along some of the creeks and along some of the lake areas, but they're not like incompatible with using the space for recreation. It's just not all mowed turf anymore. It's still there, similar to what's going on at Emerson, where a portion of it's getting rebuilt, but a lot of it's still just fields, so you can still run your dog.
And I think that's
Yeah,
a
you
great
still take
idea.
your dog off leash and
Yeah.
just like cause a issue. That's, it's easy.
Exactly, you'll still get to do that.
Yeah.
We don't have to designate where, we just need to
No,
come up with
But I would love
ideas.
for that
Yeah.
to not get forgotten along with the
Right.
plan.
And I don't know how funding works, but I mean, ideally it'd be great if there could be a community project where there is this community rewilding where kids are going in there to a little plot and helping actually plant native grasses.
Well, it could be a
So
component
I
too.
like-
Kids love a garden.
I like that. So if I do some bullet points and sum this up, kind of talked about it, right? An education focus area that is rewilding the habitat, has in that rewilding a community element where we have community members take part in that, and then the education portion of it up top to explain why we did it. So,
But also like preserving, you know, not, we know we're not making a pristine nature preserve. You know, it's not an option.
And I think still the element of people being able to play.
should we put like
That way.
sponsored by the HOA? What about this? Like looking further back, this is a really tough one, I think, but not impossible. Like trying to find another point in time before that was touched to see what was there. It's like difficult, but not impossible to look and see what it might have looked like.
Landscape features can talk about, you know, what the area may have looked like pre-development.
Yeah,
What it looked like before development was the gulch. It was dry. There was nothing there.
Yeah.
Really?
Literally, if you look out on the plains at a gulch area, that's what it started out looking like.
Right.
I mean, there was no water virtually. I mean, it was a bunch of cottonwoods. Yeah. I've seen pictures of it, and it's amazing, you know, what has happened in that park to enrich it. But
But,
So not a good idea then to do a throwback. But I'm being
Well, it
serious.
doesn't have to be rewilding, it can be wilding.
talk about shortgrass prairie ecosystems in general, like, you know,
Of course, what has changed is you have half the city of Inglewood's street water draining down that. So that's part of why there's a lot of water.
Right.
I wonder if you could even like
Yeah.
kind of cut it up to make it look like different sections of time, but that's probably way too involved and not maintainable, so.
Are you gonna be pushing these bullet points as the Sustainability Commission as a whole, or? Cause if
And
so,
I'm not
just
doing it
use-
right, I'm not gonna do it yes,
Okay.
it is presented that way. So everybody's gotta buy into that.
Yeah, so whenever that happens, we just need a general consensus and or a vote from folks that those are the three that you want the Sustainability Commission to have as their representing ones, but it doesn't have to be, I guess, whatever you want it.
Well, it would help to have it now.
When do they need it by?
There's not necessarily a deadline as part of it, like Rick said, they're still kind of fleshing things out. And I don't think that this is this huge portion, because like I said, we're just talking about this one area, right? They're interested in like, where am I gonna move the farm? And where's the play equipment and all of this? This is something that says, hey, we know what this is going to be. We just don't know exactly what the details are.
Seems to me like it would be helpful to see what they're thinking of, and to also get a sense of other community input that's happening around the same thing.
yeah, and I think that once, we won't meet until after the egg hunt, right? So I think that if we got their feedback, if we maybe had them come back to us with the, you know, the plan that they're moving toward, with feedback from the community on what they saw, then we can put our feedback on top of that and give them, you know, this is what we recommend. This is what we'd like to see included.
I can ask them to come back.
And we ask them maybe to come back.
Would the
Come back
timing-
and present.
Well, they meet on the 26th. When is the egg hunt? Roughly.
With, like,
No,
it's
the end of the
Easter,
month.
the week
It's the end of
before
this month?
Easter.
6th, I think, whatever the
Would it-
Saturday
Would the
is.
timeline work out to see and hear what they have to say at the egg hunt? We can put a finer point after seeing those plans at our April meeting. And then they meet again last Thursday, 23rd. And take our ideas to the April Parks and Rec farm.
Parks and Rec meets, their group meets on the 26th, the egg hunt's on the 28th of March.
Yeah, so I don't think that
Could this be an April discussion topic where we see what the egg hunt holds?
Right.
And then we put a finer point on these in our April meeting. And then it can be presented out to the Parks and Rec meeting on the 23rd of April.
Yeah, I think that works. I can email Gina tomorrow. That's okay, right?
Let's see.
Can Rick be on the email?
Yeah, 2 people can be on the email.
I have to keep asking just really.
No, I would rather have you ask than CC everybody.
I can email Gina tonight or tomorrow, Rick, and then just ask for that. But then we can,
Copy Christine on it too.
okay.
Anything else
From here?
What?
Christine?
Which Christine?
Christina
Underwood?
Underhill?
Oh,
Sorry.
Underwood.
One more comment, that the Inglewood Farm is a very popular spot for kids. It's a happening place. You guys have an amazing opportunity to present ideas and dream big.
Appreciate that.
Here, here.
Here.
Just for clarity, why can we not put any structure? Like, why are we limited?
it's so what they have, like in this process, what it is, it's in the middle of a floodplain, like 100-year floodplain. So you cannot have a structure.
But you can if you just offset with earthwork, like if you balance it. So you could have negative, like dig out something else, have like a swale or something, and you have signage. If you're adding, you just have to have it be balanced, right?
I think you mentioned you're the engineer.
I'm not.
Don't ask me.
That would be a really good question
Like, that's
too when they
kind of
come back in April, because I think I remember them saying something about like safety or something, but I can't remember off the
They
top of my
said they
head.
didn't want anything that would become a projectile or
Yes.
raise the flood level.
That's what
by
it was, it was
displacing
raise the
water.
flood
So
level.
that's why you would balance.
Right, no, I think it's still a good question to ask. That was the explanation we were getting.
Yeah, like, did they
Yeah.
rule it out completely by
Yeah, it seems
default,
like that's
or
just
did they
like
just kind of
you
decide they didn't want
Do
it?
it.
I think that,
But
They
it might
have to.
also be more frequent than a 100-year flood, like they're.
but I think it was like, it had to do also, I think, with the animals and that building. Yeah, okay, the building, because they're gonna literally pick that up and just move it. So it's not anchored in anywhere.
Actually, I've heard they are gonna reuse the building.
Yeah.
They're not?
They are gonna reuse
Yeah.
the building as storage.
It's storage, right
Yeah,
where
but
it
they're
is.
gonna pick it up and move it.
No, right where it is.
Oh, right where it is.
They're putting up a whole new barn up above the floodplain. That's definite, I think, at this point. I don't know what it looks like.
Okay, I have then incorrect information
Not
that I
that's
talked
what
about, so I gotta go back to it.
I think that
That's
was
it.
the original.
I know they were moving it.
And that was never
They were,
discussed.
well, they were originally gonna
It was
demolish
just
it,
when we
but
posed the
as
question of
long as
like,
they don't
what can
do
be
any
built, they were just like,
modifications to it.
no structures, nothing to displace water.
You know,
Maybe it's
over
like-
some amount, like
I don't know if there's not.
some amount of money.
Yeah, it's a code thing.
I would guess just a budget.
It's probably a money thing.
But it's probably, I mean, I'm sure it's a really quick, a sign or something
Yeah.
would be like, yes, that's offset by a small hole.
Ideas you'd like us to go, or that anybody would like to go research, just, I guess, depends on kind of the vision for the space, but like, as far as other asks, any homework between now and then that would help us prepare for that discussion?
I think that the best thing is for me to email Gina and get like a summary, and then I send it to you,
Mhm.
and you send it out to everybody, and then you have homework.
Go to the
And
egg
then you'll
hunt.
put an invite on the calendar for everybody to submit their homework.
Oh, this is how it's gonna go.
Homework due.
And I voted for you, Fred. No.
I'm the one, like, okay. No, it's actually for me. I'm the one that's like,
That's good.
And then, remember, Bethel, you said the next discussion about the priorities, the next council session, when that was actually gonna get discussed? I can't remember, was that, either you or Mel said when that was, but I forgot to write it down.
I thought it would be, is that the 23rd, I think, would be the next?
The 23rd.
Yeah.
Well, what do we have? I need to look it up. I think there's another meeting on the 16th. Maybe open it and see.
I can reach out to our deputy city manager tomorrow and email folks tomorrow when I find out. I think it's the 23rd, but I would not die on that hill.
You're probably right. But I have a meeting scheduled on the 16th as well, but they don't always utilize it. So I'll have to check the council calendar.
16 or 23rd.
Keep an eye on the YouTube.
YouTube's.
I use it, I watch the meetings on YouTube.
Anything else for the Belleview Park discussion?
I have one final idea for the places where they are gonna keep turf because it's like functional for picnicking and playing. If they could explore warm season grasses that use less water, that'd be great. Sometimes there's downsides, like they're scratchier or they're not as durable for kids and dogs to run around on, so they may already have considered, but I think we should make the ask.
Yeah, my neighbor on, my old neighbor, like Sherman and the Eastman.
Yeah.
No, Sherman and Floyd, they had one of those and it was wild. Like it just, the way that it went dormant during the winter. And then in the summer, like that thing's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I think that's the kind of decision that could just be made by default, like, yeah, we'll just stick with thirsty stuff, who cares? So like, good call.
Yeah. That's, okay, I got that.
Well, I am very cognizant of time, so I'm only gonna bring up a few things on here. The main thing is just the Earth Day celebration that's happening on April 25th at Centennial Park in conjunction with South Pratt Renew. If the Sustainability Commission wants a table, let me know. I'll send out, just like last year, a little like a place to fill a slot if you want to be there. And we can get you a table easy peasy, but it should be such an awesome event. And then the other few things I want to bring up, we're going to do another Rain Barrel Workshop event. It's not on the website yet, but it's going to be on Earth Day, April 22nd. And those events sell out wicked fast. So if you're interested in doing it, I would say get on it like right when it goes live, which hopefully is in the next week or so. And then finally, some really exciting news. Our EV chargers are so close to being live. All of them will be live by the beginning of June. Our first location that will likely go live is at Broken Teeth. So super close.
Cool.
So yeah.
Nice.
And then for March meeting ideas, it is 3 to 5. If the commission can start thinking of 3 to 5 goals that you all would like to accomplish.
Should that be April, man?
Yep, sure should. If you all will think about, goals as a group that you would like to accomplish, we can spend some time chatting about that. As we can visit the Engelfix recommendations, which we've kept putting off, but for good reason, because there's just been such meaty topics. And I'll send, for our newer folks, I'll send a blurb about what that is and what's being asked of folks. Continue the Belleview Park discussion, it sounds like, and then if we have a decision from council, we can spend some time debriefing on that. So a very full agenda yet again, which
To clarify, these are specifically like annual goals within the scope of like we want.
And for the
like, what do we want to do
commissions-
in 2026?
Yes, and for the commission specifically.
Cool.
Is the word goal open to interpretation? Like, can these be large level or very like specific deliverables?
As a commission, you all get to decide whatever end goals you decide for. If you want something really big and meaty, that's great. If one of your goals is like that members show up every meeting, that could be one too. I mean, completely up to you all.
Oh, my goodness.
Fill the 2 vacancies.
Fill the 2 vacancies.
Could I just suggest something to add?
Yeah,
to it, whether
absolutely.
we get to it then or not? It's just the whole idea with the Arbor Day. Of course, it's too late for this year, but see if we can have an influence on like what kind of things are offered for that.
Yes,
What
I
kind of
love that
trees?
idea. I love that, because there were some ones that were interesting this year.
Yes. And this could maybe be a 1-2 punch if you all are open to it. If Parks is gonna come talk about Bellevue, that might be a good time to talk to them about what avenues, if any, do the commission have to influence, if you're open to that. So maybe, that would be April, yeah. Awesome. Well, Pat, up to you to close unless there's anything else.
Anything else?
Yes.
Councilmember's choice.
Oh,
Sorry
yes,
to
yes.
To interject, let me bring up my notes real quick. And I know that we are pinched for time, but traffic circles and traffic calming, I know that that's a passionate project for a lot of folks here. There is a traffic calming open house tomorrow, hosted by Mayor Sierra at Hampton Hall. I recommend if you are interested in learning what the city's doing for traffic calming, please show up, learn, speak your mind. I have written a column that'll be in the next Inglewood newsletter that's approaching traffic circles from the perspective of sustainability and affordability. Only 400 words, so we can't get too in-depth into it, but there are some good numbers in there. Broken Tee Golf Course is going through a bit of a staff change, but they're also rehabbing their front 9 holes. I would love for the Sustainability Commission to be on top of, I guess, that staff. When they applied for funding, I kind of made them promise to include xeric landscape and low water designs. I think that if we all stay on top of them, we can actually achieve that goal. I'd love for Broken Tee Golf Course to be this icon of low water landscaping in the golf world, especially in the Front Range. For our parks, Bard Park is becoming that arboreum. They're planting their first tree for the arboreum with the German delegation from Belm on Friday.
Where is it?
Bard
Bard Park. That is the little park next to Charles Hay World School.
It's Tracy's part.
Yeah, it's Tracy's thing.
So I haven't seen like the plans for all the trees they plan to put in there, and I'm not sure it's all finalized, but they want it to be this kind of tree-focused park. So the first step on that is planting a tree with the delegation from Bell, the high school students, on Friday.
That's cool.
I'd love to learn more about the color radscaping. There isn't anything on the Sustainability Commission website about it right now, so I'm excited to learn more.
No,
And to promote it.
neither, but we have wireframe.
Okay.
You should say that on March 23rd.
I am
Yes, that would be helpful.
100%. Let's do it. And we're going to talk about council strategic plan, so please follow up with me if you have any ideas. Let's chat. And thank you all for inviting me to join you tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if there's nothing else, we can go ahead and adjourn this month's meeting.
Go for it.
Thanks, Matt.
Good.
Yes.